I experienced what Peter Parker experienced. I know that sounds strange. Hey there, this is your Doodle with too much time on his hands, Doodlemite here, with another video. And today, I want to talk about my weird experience with the Superior Spider-Man run. And the fact that I only went through Peter's eyes. That'll make sense in a sec. Now, for those who don't know about the Superior Spider-Man run, the Superior Spider-Man is Otto Octavius. Now, that must be weird. That must sound strange since, it looks like Peter. It sounds like Peter, supposedly. It has the same body type as Peter. What gives? Well, Otto basically swapped minds with Peter and killed Peter in his body. And that must sound terrible because now Otto is going to destroy Peter's life. Well, that was his original plan. But Peter, in that last second of trying to get his body back, had implanted his memories in there. He tried to switch it back, but he didn't get it fully. So all Otto got were all Peter's memories. So technically, Peter was back there. Otto, Peter and Otto's body died because he basically told him to protect them because guess what? Otto got all of Peter's memories, so that means he felt all his responsibility, all his power, and felt like he needed to be a superior Spider-Man. Now, whether he deserved that or not, we all know he didn't.
I don't want this. Too late. Careful what you wish for, Spidey. Tell me, why do I? How can I do this? Because you have to. Because with great power must come great responsibility. I understand. You better. You are Spider-Man now. Spidey, be careful! MJ, they're all here. Let me see them. Here? Promise me you'll keep them safe. I promise. That's all Peter?
But the run was cool. And then after, in the Superior Spider-Man run, he basically tried to make Peter's job better by going back to college, basically breaking up with MJ because he realized how not great it is, and he fell in love with this other girl. But also, he became more of like a crazed hero by basically surveilling everything with little spider bots and in a new costume with a more metallic looking red and a black instead of the blue, which looks cool. The eyes are even different too because they shrink and open over the way it shows in the comic pages. Now, what's Peter doing in all this? Well, he's basically just trying to scream into the abyss that he's there because no one can hear him. It's all technically in Otto's mind. He's basically like the voice in the back of your mind, except it's the original host, if that makes sense. And he tries to get through. Otto is doing his thing. He brutalizes Vulture because Vulture was using children to do his dirty deeds. Now, because Peter is in Otto's headspace, I guess, he gets transported in all these memories. Most of them are bad, which then gets me into a little rant that, think about it. Otto, by all those things we see about Otto's history beforehand, he got beat by his dad. His mother was a helicopter parent, ironically, didn't let him do things. He technically still ended up as a decent guy before his accident. So that's an interesting thing because we remember, Otto didn't just become a villain just because he got mixed up in his mind because of the explosion that caused his tentacles to get fused to his body. Peter is seeing all this. But what's cool is that in the headscape of Otto-Peter thing, Peter sees this all, but as if it's him. So he's losing himself. Like, when you see Otto, you're seeing how Peter would look like in Otto's outfit. He would get bullied, he'd get beat, all that stuff. Please try and hold on. Otto, as Spider-Man, is doing all the things he can. These little inconveniences piss him off more than a normal person would get pissed off by, because he brutalizes. If you played Spider-Man PS4, Screwball, he beats her up badly because she made fun of him with another crew member. I think his name was Jester, I'm not sure. He brutalized them just because they laughed at him.
Here! You find it funny to humiliate people? Is that it?
Hey!
Ow!
Let me show you what I find amusing. How is this for broad physical comedy? Not so funny now when it's at your expense, is it? Come on, clown, laugh this off.
Doc, what's going on here? Your brain is lighting up like a Christmas tree. I was getting dragged to a million memories of... My God. Otto!
Well, this is your last chance. What do you have to say for yourselves?
Yes, some people can't take a joke.
What have you done?
Which makes sense because Otto normally hated being laughed at by Spider-Man. And Peter, in his mind, saw what only Otto saw over the times. So he got mad. And he's just becoming super brutal. I mean, and he's doing well in other things. He becomes a professor and all cool that stuff. That's how Peter got Parker Industries. That's for later on. It's going through all this stuff. The Avengers notice something's off. And so they want to question Spider-Man. But, it's Otto. He's not going to want to be questioned. So he basically tries to leave. And, because, he thinks he knows what he can do. He's Spider-Man. Peter is like, yeah, finally, I'm going to be able to get back to my body. But you remember, this is still Spider-Man's body. So he knows how to fight. He basically keeps punching and fighting the Avengers. And loses, surprisingly, by Captain America's shield.
Spider-Man, I'm giving you an order, mister. You will stand down immediately and submit to our tests.
Never!
Wrong play, kid, and here's where you pay for it.
Fall, Charlotte Swine!
His spider sense is making this too hard.
Guys, careful! That may be Doctor Octopus in there, but that's still my body! Right, you can't hear me when I'm like, not the face!
Not the face? Who said that?
There! He's distracted. Now!
Prep the sick bay. You heard that, man? Nighty-night, Otto.
And he basically gets scanned. Think about it. He gets scanned by the Avengers, and Otto's worried. He thinks, "Drast it, I'm gonna lose this body again. Curses." The normal villain speech. Peter is super excited. The only problem is that Otto is being taken care of by the Avengers that are not geniuses. These Avengers are like, it's not a Skrull. It doesn't say he's a Skrull. It doesn't say he's an android or there's mind control. So this must be Peter. And since Black Widow and Wolverine are there, they think that he just got a taste of being brutal because before this, Otto Peter had killed a villain. Massacre. I have no idea who he was before this comic run. I don't think it matters. Tell me if you know him in the comments down below. But he dies. And Jameson sees, he likes it too. End times. And he sees him as a hero. So that's why the Avengers check on him. And, Black Widow and Wolverine think that it's because he's trying to be more brutal. That's a good conclusion. If there wasn't smart Avengers, since Wolverine isn't the smartest, I don't think Natasha is the smartest in this case to figure out what's going on. Because Otto understands there's a little thing walking in there in the brain. He noticed some different pattern, not his own, because he's Otto Octavius. He's a genius. So he tries to figure out what it is. He notices something, and he notices Peter's back in there, and he's trying to find his tech to basically remove him, because of course he is. He's Otto Octavius. Peter is terrified. Doesn't think that much is going to happen though, because how is he going to get his stuff back? But there is this other vigilante called Cardiac, who's basically like a doctor superhero who helps the less fortunate who can't pay for medical bills and things like that. Pays them. A lot of things he does is experimental, so I understand that it's not ethical, but he's a hero. He tries to be a hero, and he steals this brain thing, the brain thingy that supposedly is help, but it's from Doctor Octopus. And so I guess Peter or Otto hears about it, and so he goes after him. But then when Cardiac explains to Otto Peter that what he has could help this little girl who is basically really sick because of something Doctor Octopus did, which basically tried to increase global warming back then, which, basically gave this girl like a heat stroke. I think it's heat stroke, but something like that. Made her super hot and it made her really sick. The only thing that could help her is this machine. And so, basically, they may strike a deal. If Otto Peter does this surgery that could help this little girl survive, he can get the piece. And Peter is terrified. So you know what? Peter does something he could never do normally. He was desperate. He tried to stop him from trying to stop Otto doing surgery on the little girl. Which sounds terrible, and it is. And Peter knows this. But the reason why Peter was somehow able to control it is because he would try to slowly through time figure out how to control things. That's how Otto found out that Peter was in there too, besides the irregularities. So the surgery is a success, which is funny seeing Spider-Man in a hat like that. Like, you know, a doctor's clothing, even though he's in like full costume. So that was interesting. But he basically gets the machine. He finds Peter. He goes into the body because he's trying to wipe out everything. And so he takes everything out, or he tries to, but it's strong. It's Peter's resisting as much as he can. Can't let anything go. So Otto basically goes into the machine, into his own head technically, or Peter's head, or whatever, and tries to erase everything from Peter. Basically kill all of Peter's memories, from people to locations everywhere. But, you know, Peter isn't the only part of him. Spider-Man, so he does this cool mask off thing, which is backwards because it's taken off his face, the real Spider-Man.
Peter Parker, no more.
Lucky for me, I'm more than just Peter Parker. I'm also the Amazing Spider-Man. Alright, Doc, let's do this. You, me, one last fight. Winner takes all.
No, not like this. This isn't fair.
And Otto really realizes he's doomed because it's Spider-Man against him. So they start having this awesome fight. And Otto, of course, is being a wimp. He's like, I need to get the high ground. And, you know, Peter's like, you can't do this. So Otto's like, I deserve this more than you because I should be superior. And Peter's like, dude, you had your own chance. But, you know, no, he did have his own chance. But, you know, Otto is salty. But then he realizes, I understand now. I am the superior Spider-Man. He does the exact same thing Peter did. But it's the superior Spider-Man suit. So, like, the eyes are, you know, creepy. And the suit is red and black and sharp. They fight and they fight.
Give your life back? But I see now. Have to be responsible. Do the right thing. I must give this world what it truly needs. A superior Spider-Man! And that would be me!
Come, my old foe, I accept your challenge. Have at it!
My God, Doc, are you for real? Is this how you see yourself now? As Spider-Man?
Yes, the better Spider-Man. The worthier one. Who deserves it better than I?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the guy who was actually bitten by a radioactive spider? You are really one crazy little nut job, aren't you, Otto?
Crazy? Do you have any idea what I've accomplished as Spider-Man?
Crime is down in this city because of me. The mayor and the police support me like never before. What about the Avengers, Ock? Because of you, they're ready to kick me off the team. Nobody trusts me anymore. Not even the man on the street. And why would they? After you beat the hell out of all my enemies, you even killed one of them. That's something I'd never do, Otto. Ever.
Of course not. You're so busy being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The funny guy, trying to make everyone love you. And what good did it do? You took it easy on an old-timer like Vulture, and he got away. And when he came back, he was using young boys as his foot soldiers. Children! And thanks to your timely interference, I almost failed to operate on an infirm young girl. You tried to get in my way while I was saving her life. Why, Peter?
I didn't trust you.
Don't lie to me. I'm in your head. I know. Say it!
You were about to use the scanner. You'd find me. No, I was here. Couldn't risk.
Power and responsibility. Remember?
It was only for a moment. I'd never...
You don't deserve to be Spider-Man. You understand that now? You're not worthy. You're nothing to me. Less than nothing.
Commencing mind wipe. No, I'd never. I know me. I'm Spider-Man. Know who I am. I'm Peter. Peter Parker? Palmer? I don't know. My name, I don't know I'm...
So, but in the end, Otto basically shows that he's better and takes him out. And we see a little section of Otto enjoying his new life without Peter. And that's it. From my point of view, that was it. I collect comics in volume form. So it's a few issues in each one, like 3 or 4, maybe 5 issues in one. Not sure how much usually, but that's how much I usually get them. And I got these when I was young. This comic series came out a while ago, and I didn't buy these because I didn't buy most of the comics I had. I was given to them. So from my point, I only had volume 1 and volume 2. And that was it. I didn't get the comic for years till I got the last volume. Well, you know why I find that funny? I basically got shut out just like Peter Parker. I didn't see any of the Superior Spider-Man run after that. So anytime Peter was off, I didn't see it. I just saw by the end where Peter came back in the last volume, coming back, getting his memories back, because he's trying to pick the pieces that Otto is trying to keep, so he can at least pretend he's Peter Parker. It's real time. But that by this point, Otto is, has Parker Industries. He has a new girlfriend. He's, a doctor. He basically has a new suit from what I saw. Peter sees this all like the first time. Like, I know there's a point in the middle where I think he comes back, but this was like when Otto got the black suit. And that was the only thing I saw from, I didn't even read that part. That was just things I saw over pages and things like that. So I only ever saw what Peter saw in that ghost form. So it's so strange for me. Because by the end, from what I saw, Peter sees Otto messing up everything. Because he does not know how to be a Spider-Man against the Green Goblin. Which also, Green Goblin had apparently had a little scheme going on that because Otto made his lenses mechanical and the spider bots, linked to his lenses, the Goblin basically hacked them so they don't see Goblin stuff. And supposedly, later on, and by the last volume, he got this whole army and it became crap. Everything was bad. And Otto basically understood defeat. He tried to save the woman he loved. He tried to do it, but Green Goblin knew all his secrets. He basically blew up his old school, blew up his own old home, basically killed his old professor teacher, which that's something I should have mentioned. But he basically went back to college. That's how he became a doctor. But that teacher was one of his classmates, which I find funny. He found a way to care about him because Otto realized what being a hero was like, because Otto didn't really care about him until this moment where the guy sacrificed himself because Green Goblin hacked the arms that Superior Spider-Man also gained in his new suit that he had, which I love that suit for him. It's very Otto. Because of course also Otto has arms. He just needs them. So he dies because the arms stab him.
You saved me? Why? What could possibly possess you two?
You, when you saved me and Miss Marconi. She needed help, but I ran. Ever since, all I wanted was a chance to do what's right. My whole life, I've been nothing but a fat, pompous ass. But you showed me what it means to be a hero. Thanks, you, Spider.
Otto realizes the mistake he's been as being Spider-Man, because he realizes that without Peter's ideas or anything like that, and he realizes he could be a good person, he messes it up. And he realizes Peter is the only one that can fix this. He realizes that Peter found a way through getting his memories back, by getting everything back. And Otto realizes he can't be that hero anymore, because Otto hesitates. He tries to think of things. He tries to think over things, because he almost let a girl die. But Peter, back in his full memories, told him to jump, get this girl. And he did. But he realizes it wasn't because of him, it was because of Peter. So he basically went back to his lab, put on the helmet, and erased his entire existence on there.
Just so you know, Otto, if this is some kind of trap, I'm ready for anything.
I believe you. That's why I'm doing this.
Your childhood.
Yes, it's vanishing.
You must have no distractions, no confusion. I'm expunging all my memories.
One after another.
My life as a villain must be erased, along with my heroic deeds. And finally, what I've held on to so passionately. But it must go as well.
My Anna Maria.
You really love her.
Yes. And to save her, I must give up every part of that love. For I know only you can save her. Because you are the superior Spider-Man.
And Peter came back as Spider-Man to finish off the job from Otto's mistakes and fought Green Goblin. And Green Goblin was obviously scared because it was Peter back. And that's my story with the Superior Spider-Man run. I did not see any of the middle of the story. As soon as Peter was gone, I was gone. I didn't notice anything until the end. Like when Peter got all his memories back, he brought them back together. That's where I saw. So like when Peter said, "What did you do? What happened?" I was doing the same thing because I didn't read through the points where Otto was full-on Spider-Man or Peter Parker. I was like, wait, how did this happen? How did that happen? Wait, you did this? And I know I could have read them. I know. But when I get gifted comics and things like that, I forget that I have them sometimes if I already read them. And I would reread these stories over and over again because, I forgot I can pay for them now. But that is my weird relationship with the Superior Spider-Man run. Do you have anything similar to this type of weird story? Like, have you read a story that makes sense to a certain point, but it doesn't make sense to another one? Or does this not make sense at all, and you just find it dumb that I just didn't read the comic? And I have a question. Did you like the Superior Spider-Man one? Did you like when Peter basically got replaced with Otto? And I know this was not going to be permanent, so it doesn't bother me as much because I like this run. The suit's cool. You saw Otto being a hero. Grow to be a hero. Did you not like this run? Did it, weird you out? Again, to my point, I only got to see what Peter saw. So if you like this video, please like it, subscribe, and follow if you want to see more videos like this. And hit that notification bell so you can actually get notified when these videos come out. This has been Dunamite, and I hope to see everyone in the next video.